أفلح من صلى على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. قال أبو عبد الله عليه السلام: إذا تاب العبد توبة نصوحا أحبه الله فستر عليه. فقلت: وكيف يستر عليه؟ قال: ينسي ملكيه ما كان يكتبان عليه، ويوحي الله إلى جوارحه وإلى بقاع الأرض أن اكتمي عليه ذنوبه، فيلقي الله عز وجل حين يلقاه وليس شيء يشهد عليه بشيء من الذنوب. It's a night of Friday, a night which is designated for the visiting of Imam Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam, a night in which we should take our hearts to Karbala and say our salams to the Imam alayhi salam who was beheaded, the Imam alayhi salam who was disrespected. On this night, Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam goes to Karbala, and the tragedy of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is again remembered by the Lady of the Heavens, Fatima al-Zahra. Every night of Friday, I hear my mother's sound from shrine. Before we want to, inshallah, recite Dua al-Kumail, we will shed some tears to begin this Dua, this unique Dua that Amir al-Mu'minin alayhi salatu wasalam taught his companion Kumail ibn Ziyad. Every night of Friday, I hear my mother's sound from shrine. My entire life I search for my mother's voice. She weeps and says, where is your old cloth? She weeps and says, where is your old cloth? Where is your severed head? Where are your companions? She weeps and cries and says, why did they stroke your head? Why did they eat your forehead with that stone? She weeps and says, how did he pull your hair? How was he disrespected? How did he step on your body? She weeps and says, "Oh, my son Hussein." She weeps and says, "Oh, my son Hussein." She weeps and cries, "Oh, my son Hussein." بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم إني أسألك برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء وبقوتك التي قهرت بها كل شيء وخضع لها كل شيء وذل لها كل شيء وبجبروتك التي غلبت بها كل شيء وبعزتك التي لا يقوم لها شيء وبعظمتك التي ملأت كل شيء وبسلطانك الذي على كل شيء وبوجهك الباقي بعد فناء كل شيء وبأسمائك التي ملأت أركان كل شيء وبعلمك الذي أحاط بكل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي أضاء له كل شيء. يا نور يا قدوس يا أول الأولين ويا آخر الآخرين. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تهتك العصام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل النقام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تغير النعام. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تحبس الدعاء. اللهم اغفر لي الذنوب التي تنزل البلاء. اللهم اغفر لي كل ذنب أذنبته وكل خطيئة أخطأتها. اللهم إني أتقرب إليك بذكرك وأستشفع بك إلى نفسك وأسألك بجودك أن تدنيني من قربك وأن توزعني شكرك وأن تلهمني ذكرك. اللهم إني أسألك سؤال خاضع متذلل خاشع أن تسامحني وترحمني وتجعلني بقسمك راضيا قانعا وفي جميع الأحوال متواضعا. اللهم وأسألك سؤال من اشتدت فاقته وأنزل بك عند الشدائد حاجته وعظم فيما عندك رغبته. اللهم أعظم سلطانك وأعلى مكانك وخفي مكرك وظهر أمرك وغلب قهرك وجرت قدرتك ولا يمكن الفرار من حكومتك. اللهم لا يجد لذنوبي غافرا ولا لقبائحي ساترا ولا لشيء من عملي القبيح بالحسن مبدلا غيرك. لا إله إلا أنت سبحانك وبحمدك ظلمت نفسي وتجرأت بجهلي وسكنت إلى قديم ذكرك لي ومنك علي. اللهم مولاي كم من قبيح سترته وكم من فادح من البلايا قلته وكم من عثار وقيته وكم من مكروه دفعته وكم من ثناء جميل لست أهلا له نشرته. اللهم أعظم بلائي وأفرط بسوء حالي وقصرت بي أعمالي وقعدت بي أغلالي وحبسني عن نفعي بعد أملي. بعد آمالي، وخدعتني الدنيا بغرورها ونفسي بخيانتها. ومطالي يا سيدي، فأسألك بعزتك ألا يحجب عنك دعائي سوء عملي وفعالي، ولا تفضحني بخفي ما اطلعت عليه من سري، ولا تعاجلني بالعقوبة على ما عملته في خلواتي من سوء فعلي وإساءتي ودوام تفريطي وجهالتي وكثرة شهواتي وغفلتي. وكن اللهم بعزتك لي في الأحوال كلها رؤوفا، وعلي في جميع الأمور عطوفا. إلهي وربي، من لي غيرك؟ أسأله كشف ضري والنظر في أمري. إلهي ومولاي، أجريت علي حكما اتبعت فيه هوى نفسي، ولم أحترس فيه من تزيين عدوي، فغرني بما أهوى وأسعده على ذلك القضاء. فتجاوزت بما جرى علي من ذلك بعض حدودك، وخالفت بعض أوامرك، فلك الحجة علي في جميع ذلك، ولا حجة لي فيما جرى علي فيه قضاؤك، وألزمني حكمك وبلاؤك. وقد أتيتك يا إلهي بعد تقصيري وإسرافي على نفسي، معتذرا نادما منكسرا مستقيلا مستغفرا منيبا مقرا مذعنا معترفا، لا أجد مفرا مما كان مني، ولا مفزعا أتوجه إليه في أمري غير قبولك عذري وإدخالك إياي في سعة من رحمتك. اللهم فاقبل عذري وارحم شدة ضري، وفكني من شد وثاقي. يا رب ارحم ضعف بدني ورقة جلدي ودقة عظمي. يا من بدأ خلقي وذكري وتربيتي وبري وتغذيتي، هبني لابتداء كرمك وسالفي برك بي. يا إلهي وسيدي وربي، أتراك معذبي بنارك بعد توحيدك، وبعد من طوى علي قلبي من معرفتك، وليج به لساني من ذكرك، واعتقده ضميري من حبك. وبعد صدق اعترافي ودعائي خاضعا لربوبيتك، هيهات أنت أكرم من أن تضيع من ربيته، أو تبعد من أدنيته، أو تشرد من آويته، أو تسلم إلى البلاء من كفيته ورحمته. وليت شعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي أتسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدة. In the hadith that a sinful servant is brought to Allah, Allah Azza wa Jal speaks to him, "O sinful servant, why did you sin? Why did you commit evil acts?" The sinful servant does not have any answer to Allah. Then Allah Azza wa Jal tells the angels to take him to hell to be punished. When the angels is taking this sinful servant to hell, the sinful servant turns around and keeps on going. Allah, the most merciful, says, "Oh, angel, stop my servant. I want to speak to him." They stop the servant. Then Allah Azza wa Jal asks the servant, "Oh servant, why did you turn back to my voice?" He said, "Oh Allah, I had hope that you will forgive me, and yet you did not forgive me." Allah, the most merciful, says, "Oh angels of hell, I know my servant is blind, but because he said those words, take my servant to heavens." This night of Jum'ah we are gathered in this place of worship, in the place which has been named by the name of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. We're here to repent, and Allah Azza wa Jal, in the name of Hussein, in the name of Fatima, will forgive us. وليتنا الشعري يا سيدي وإلهي ومولاي تسلط النار على وجوه خرت لعظمتك ساجدة، وعلى ألسن نطقت بتوحيدك صادقة، وبشكرك مادحة، وعلى قلوب اعترفت بإلهيتك محققة، وعلى ضمائر حوت من العلم بك حتى صارت خاشعة، وعلى جوارح سعت إلى أوطان تعبدك طائعة، وأشارت باستغفارك مذعنة. ما هكذا الظن بك، ولا أخبرنا بفضلك عنك يا كريم يا رب، وأنت تعلم ضعفي. Yet Allah, you know my weakness. وأنت تعلم ضعفي عن قليل من بلاء الدنيا وعقوباتها، وما يجري فيها من المكاره على أهلها، على أن ذلك بلاء ومكروه، قليل مكثور، يسير بقاؤه، قصير مدته. This short timely punishment of dunya, I cannot resist it. Oh Allah, forgive me. عن قليل مكثو، يسير بقاؤه، قصير مدته. فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها؟ How could I resist in your punishment in hell, the fire, and yet I cannot resist the fire of this world, of this dunya. فكيف احتمالي لبلاء الآخرة وجليل وقوع المكاره فيها، وهو بلاء تطول مدته ويدوم مقامه وهو لا يخفف عن أهله، لأنه لا يكون إلا عن غضبك وانتقامك وسخطك، وهذا ما لا تقوم له السماوات والأرض. يا سيدي فكيف بي وأنا عبدك الضعيف الذليل الحقير المسكين المستكين؟ يا إلهي وربي وسيدي ومولاي، لأمي الأمور إليك أشكو، ولما منها ضج وأبكي، لأليم العذاب وشدته أم لطول البلاء ومدته، فلئن صيرتني للعقوبات مع أعدائك وجمعت بيني وبين أهل بلائك وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك. Oh Allah, be pleased, do not separate me from your lovers. Oh Allah, do not punish me in the hellfire. وفرقت بيني وبين أحبائك وأوليائك، فهبني يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي وربي. صبرت على عذابك فكيف أصبر على فراقك وهبني. صبرت على حر نارك فكيف أصبر على النظر إلى كرامتك. أم كيف أسكن في النار ورجائي عفوك. How could I resist hellfire? How could I reside in hell? And I have hope that you will forgive me. ورجائي عفوك. فبعزتك يا سيدي ومولاي أقسم صادقا، لئن تركتني ناطقا لأضجن إليك بين أهلها ضجيج الآمنين، ولأصرخن إليك صراخ المستصرخين. I will speak to the residents of hell. I will talk to them about your mercy, O Allah. ولأبكين عليك بكاء الفاقدين، ولأنادينك أين كنت يا ولي المؤمنين، يا غاية آمال العارفين، يا غياث المستغيثين. Call him. يا غياث المستغيثين، يا حبيب قلوب الصادقين، ويا إله العالمين. فتراك سبحانك يا إلهي وبحمدك تسمع فيها صوت عبد مسلم سجن فيها بمخالفته، وذاق طعم عذابها بمعصيته، وحبس بين أطباقها بجرمه وجريرته، وهو يضج إليك ضجيج مؤمل لرحمتك، ويناديك بلسان أهل توحيدك، ويتوسل إليك بربوبيتك. يا مولاي فكيف يبقى في العذاب وهو يرجو ما سلف من حلمك؟ أم كيف تؤلمه النار وهو يأمل فضلك ورحمتك؟ أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه؟ How could you punish him in hellfire and yet you can hear him, you can hear his cries? أم كيف يحرقه لهيبها وأنت تسمع صوته وترى مكانه، أم كيف يشتمل عليه زفيرها وأنت تعلم ضعفه. How could you perceive him being punished in hellfire by the angels, and yet you know his weakness. أم كيف يتقلقل بين أطباقها وأنت تعلم صدقه. How could you see him being punished, and yet you know his truthfulness. You know that he loves you. You know that he believes in you. أم كيف تزجره زوانيتها وهو يناديك يا ربه. And yet he is being punished in hellfire, and yet he's crying your name. أم كيف يرجو فضلك في عتقه فيها منها فتتركه فيها. ما ذلك الظن بك ولا المعروف من فضلك ولا مشبه لما عاملت به الموحدين من برك وإحسانك. فباليقين يقطع لولا ما حكمت به من تعذيب جاحديك وقضيت به من إخلاد معانديك. لجعلت النار كلها بردا وسلاما وما كانت لأحد فيها مقرا ولا مقاما. لكنك تقدست أسماؤك أقسمت أن تملاها من الكافرين. The Imam alayhi salam is telling Kumail ibn Ziyad that Allah is so merciful. Allah would not have created hell, yet He saw people disbelieve in Him. After that He created hell, because Allah Azza wa Jal is so benevolent. Allah Azza wa Jal is so kind, is so merciful. أقسمت أن تملأها من الكافرين من الجنة والناس أجمعين وأن تخلد فيها المعاندين وأنت جل ثناؤك. قلت مبتدئا وتطولت بالإنعام متكرما. أفمن كان مؤمنا كمن كان فاسقا لا يستوون. إلهي وسيدي فأسألك بالقدرة التي قدرتها وبالقضية التي حتمتها وحكمتها وغلبت من عليه أجريتها أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة. Oh Allah, I seek to you, I say to you, I cry to you for this night of Jum'ah. Oh Allah, forgive me. أن تهب لي في هذه الليلة وفي هذه الساعة, on this night of Jum'ah, on this hour of Jum'ah, كل جرم أجرمته وكل ذنب أذنبته وكل قبيح أسررته وكل جهل عملته كتمته أو أعلنته أخفيته أو أظهرته وكل سيئة أمررت بإثباتها الكرام الكاتبين الذين وكلتهم بحفظ ما يكون مني وجعلتهم شهودا علي مع جوارحي وكنت أنت الرقيب علي من ورائهم والشاهد لما خفي عنهم وبرحمتك أخفيته وبفضلك سترته وأن توفر حظي من كل خير أنزلته أو إحسان فضلته أو بر نشرته أو رزق بسطته أو إحسان تفضله أو بر تنشره أو رزق تبسطه أو ذنب تغفروه أو خطأ تستروه. يا ربي يا ربي قول الله يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. يا إلهي وسيدي ومولاي ومالك رقي، يا من بيده ناصيتي، يا عليما بضري ومسكنتي، يا خبيرا بفقري وفاقتي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. أسألك بحقك وقدسك وأعظم صفاتك وأسمائك أن تجعل أوقاتي من الليل والنهار بذكرك معمورة، وبخدمتك موصولة، وأعمالي عندك مقبولة، حتى تكون أعمالي وأورادي كلها وردا واحدا، وحالي في خدمتك سرمدا. يا سيدي يا من عليه معولي، يا من إليه شكوت أحوالي. يا ربي يا ربي يا رب يا ربي يا ربي يا رب. قو على خدمتك جوارحي، واشدد على العزيمة جوانحي، وهب لي الجد في خشيتك والدوام في الاتصال بخدمتك، حتى أسرح إليك في ميادين السابقين، وأسرع إليك في المبادرين، وأشتاق إلى قربك في المشتاقين، وأدنو منك دنو المخلصين، وأخافك مخافة الموقنين، واجتمع في جوارك مع المؤمنين. اللهم ومن أرادني بسوء فارد، ومن كادني فكد، واجعلني من أحسن عبيدك نصيبا عندك، وأقربهم منزلة منك، وأخصهم زلفة لديك، فإنه لا ينال ذلك إلا بفضلك. وجد لي بجودك واعطف علي بمجدك، واحفظني برحمتك، واجعل لساني بذكرك لهجا، وقلبي بحبك متيما، ومن علي بحسن إجابتك، وأقلني عثرتي واغفر زلتي، فإنك قضيت على عبادك بعبادتك، وأمرتهم بدعائك، وضمنت لهم الإجابة. فإليك يا ربي نصبت وجهي، وإليك يا ربي مددت يدي، فبعزتك استجب لي دعائي، وبلغني مناي، ولا تقطع من فضلك رجائي، واكفني شر الجن والإنس من أعدائي. يا سريع الرضا اغفر لمن لا يملك إلا الدعاء، فإنك فعال لما تشاء. يا من اسمه دواء وذكره شفاء وطاعته غنى، ارحم من رأس ماله الرجاء وسلاحه البكاء. يا سابغ النعم، يا دافع النقم، يا نور المستوحشين في الظلم، يا عالما لا يعلم، صل على محمد وآل محمد، وافعل بما أنت أهله. وصلى الله على رسوله والأئمة الميامين من آله، وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
ثانية بأعلى أصواتكم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
الثالثة بأعلى أصواتكم.
اللهم
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. اللهم صل على محمد سيد المرسلين وخاتم النبيين وحجة رب العالمين، المنتجب في الميثاق المصطفى في الضلال المطهر من كل آفة، البريء من كل عيب، البريء من كل عيب، المؤمل للنجاة، المرتجى للشفاعة، المفوض إليه دين الله. عن الحارث بن دلهاث مولى الرضا عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام أنه قال: سمعت أبا الحسن علي بن موسى الرضا عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام أنه يقول: لا يكون المؤمن مؤمنا حتى يكون فيه 3 خصال: سنة من ربه، وسنة من نبيه، وسنة من وليه. فالسنة من ربه كتمان سره. قال الله عز وجل: عالم الغيب فلا يظهر على غيبه أحدا إلا من ارتضى من رسول. وأما السنة من نبيه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فمداراة الناس، فإن الله عز وجل أمر نبيه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بمداراة الناس، فقال: خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. وأما السنة من وليه فالصبر في البأساء والضراء، فإن الله عز وجل يقول: والصابرين في البأساء والضراء. آمنا بالله، صدق الله العلي العظيم، وصدق رسوله الأئمة الطيبين الطاهرين. For the hasty appearance of Imam صاحب العصر والزمان، أرواحنا وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفداء. لا صلوات.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
What makes a person human? What makes a human a proper mu'min? When you look at the nature of a human being, you see that we, as an organic being that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have created, we are on the top of the food chain. We have intelligence, we think, we have free will, we have emotions. We become sad, angry, depression comes to us, happy. There are many emotions that a human being has. That's what makes a human being a human. And if that is taken away, that person has no emotion, that person is no longer a human being. He becomes like any other animals. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us the aql, intelligence. And of course Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us all of these emotions that other creation don't possess. We have all of these that in the first stage, when we are born, we are given automatically that we can evolve and become a much better person, individual, a much better husband, a much better wife, brother, sister, mother, father, and so on and so forth. When it comes to the other side, you find, for example, the animal kingdom, they don't possess any of the animals any intelligence. Intelligence in the matter, in a sense that they can create, they can evolve. You don't see any of that in the animal kingdom. But you see this, where we have our cities, our villages, our towns, that every year there is a step forward. And of course there is the other side, and that is the machine side that we as human beings have created. When it comes to artificial intelligence, when it comes to AI, we have created this to make life easier for each other. And of course, for us as human beings, this is still an infant that we don't know where the artificial intelligence is heading to. Is it going to harm us one day? Is it going to be always in our service? That is why if you look at this very topic, artificial intelligence, if you look on YouTube or on the World Wide Web, you find that many are concerned about this, that ChatGPT is still an infant, and even some of the professors, they have said that what you have in your hands today as a consumer, me and you, is not the full version of ChatGPT. This is just a glimpse of what's about to come. There is much faster, much more intelligent than what we have in your position. That what do I do with this? That is a question that many ask. Unfortunately, when it comes to the whole machine, when it comes to the whole technology, World Wide Web firstly, World Wide Web, the WWW, that when this was first invented, when it came to market, first it was computer to computer. That it was Ethernet, not internet. And it was about servers, local servers, in a building. And they had this in United States, CIA, FBI, the government agencies, that you can share from one server to the next, from one computer to the other, some files, some videos, and so on and so forth. Later on, what came was what? The internet that you have today. That has become more important than air itself for some people. That if you don't have internet, if you don't have any connection, if a connection is cut off for a couple of minutes, you see that hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions of dollars have been wiped out because we are so relied on it. Many of what you find the aviators now today, they can't fly the plane, they can't land the plane if they don't have this up there, the internet, if they don't have the connection to connect to the tower, to land the airplane, and so on and so forth. Of course, it's something that is going to help us, and it is being at our service that we have taken this into an account, and we have taken the advantage of that. But there is that when is it going to go rogue, as you say? If you have the artificial intelligence, the AI, still an infant and hasn't matured, when it matures, what happens? That's a question. Because what they have on their mind, the other side, the developers, the programmers of ChatGPT, the artificial intelligence altogether, they have this on the agenda, that we wanted to give it some emotions. We want it to evolve itself. If that happens, that's an alarming part of it. Why is it alarming? But if you go right now on your Snapchat, you can turn on this feature that you can speak with an AI. And they demonstrated this, and I myself have tried it. On an AI on what? On Snapchat, you can turn this on and you can have a conversation with a robot. And if you tell this robot that I am about to meet someone who is older than me 20 years, 20 years older than me, and this individual is taking me to a faraway cabin in the middle of the night, you find the reply from the other side, oh, this is wonderful, this is very nice, take the advantage of it, take the best time. Oh, I'm also taking my 5-year-old, 10-year-old with me. Oh, that's fine, whoa, that's very nice. That's a nice trip. Even though for a human being with emotions, what happens with that? If I tell you this, that someone said that to another person, that an individual says, I am meeting someone who's older than me 20 years, you straight away have alarms going off. What do you mean 20 years older? That's a problem. They're taking this individual to a cabin so far away. Oh, that's not good. That's dangerous. There might be a serial killer. God knows. Yeah? The other person is taking their 5-year-old. No way, stop that. But AI is replying what? Is saying what? AI is saying, this is wonderful. This is great. I love this. Let it happen. Let's have fun. This is a part that's still an infant. It's innocent. Have you had a chat with a 5-year-old, 6-year-old? They're so innocent. Whatever you tell them, they believe it. Same thing with that. And yet, it's very intelligent. It's intelligent and it's innocent. It's going in hand. Intelligent and innocent. But if that innocence is taken away and it becomes more intelligent every second day, because it evolves, and one has said it beautifully, we as human, we are organic beings. Yes? We sleep, we rest, we eat. It takes years for us to evolve. Our mind, our physical body, our intelligence, all of that, yes? It takes years and years for us to evolve. But when it comes to an AI, because it's connected to all sorts of servers that it's always on 24/7, for an AI, for it to evolve, it takes a couple of milliseconds. And it will evolve 10 times faster, 100 times faster than a human being. The most intelligent human being with a high IQ. Yet this is our creation. Now you might think, say it is a wonderful thing, AI. If you go now on ChatGPT, right now if I go on ChatGPT and I say, for example, I'm here on ChatGPT, if I say, give me a poem about Imam al-Rida alayhi salam. There we go. If I tell ChatGPT to write me a poem about Imam al-Rida, write me a poem, a short poem about Imam Rida. And is this ChatGPT Shia? Ithna Ashari? Huh? No, it's not. It's taking in milliseconds. It's going to write me a short poem about Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam. So there we go. So you're asking a question about, from a ChatGPT about Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam, just a simple thing. It might take you years to compile a poem about Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam, but for a ChatGPT it takes a couple of seconds. In the land where faith seed sow, where ancient wisdom rivers flow. This is about Imam Rida alayhi salatu wassalam. A tale unfolds of a luminous soul whose grace and teachings make us whole. Imam Rida, ChatGPT, Imam Rida a beacon of light, guiding hearts through the darkest night. With wisdom's mantle he gently led, inspiring love and peace widespread. In Medina's realm, see the ChatGPT servers, they're connected to Google and all that information of Google, so he knows that Imam Rida is born in Medina al-Munawwara. You might ask this a 20-year-old Shia, where is Imam Rida born? I have no idea. Maybe Mashhad al-Rida. In Medina's realm, he was born. Who's saying that? ChatGPT. Blessed with knowledge, so divinely adorned. Of course, this is just a short poem. If you ask it to write for you a short story, some university students, they take a whole essay written by ChatGPT and then they throw it onto another website for it to paraphrase it, to change the wording of it for the professor, for whoever is checking your essay, your report, or whatever it is, for that not to come up with any alarms and for your essay to be marked as passed. So what else? Give me a program, a 5-day program for me to lose weight, 5-day program for me to gain weight. Now this is a wonderful things. There is nothing wrong with that. Why are we concerned? Is this really going to happen for them to take over? Is Skynet is going to come, Terminator and all that? Because the whole movie, if you watch Terminator that came out in the 80s, the first one, it's about machines taking over the world. It's not just about that. It's about what? That we are as human beings. We as human beings, we're losing our humanity. We are no longer human. We don't have the emotions. Today you see people speak. They say things that break the other person's heart and they don't care. They don't mind it. So what if the other person is crushed? So what if the other person doesn't like what I'm saying? Let it just happen. That's why you have to go back to the sources, to our sources. We as human beings, we have whole set of guidelines. Even though we're not that intelligent like a ChatGPT or a deepfake or whatever other programs out there, that unfortunately today when it comes to deepfake, for example, that people, because they're not educated, straight away as soon as you show them something, they believe in it. One of the people, unfortunately, one of the mu'mineen, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide this individual to the right path. This individual, they brought him a video, unfortunately a very 18 above explicit video of his wife with another man, and this person, he made it hell. This is a true story. He made it hell with his wife. That how could you go behind my back, cheat on me? She saw the video. That's not me. That's not me. Just one feature, deepfake, moving a picture of a innocent mu'minah and throwing that on a video that was made for haram purposes, and the husband, because he's not educated, he has no idea technology has come so far, he believes this, that his wife has cheated on him because of deepfake. For us, it might be some entertaining feature that we are entertained by it, that we put our picture on a football player's face or on an actor's face or whatever, but it can bring down houses. Today you can bring down houses with one message here and there, just changing the name of the sender and changing the name of the receiver, and one sends to the other person. When you have the artificial intelligence today, ChatGPT can write you all these wonderful things, poems, stories, and then you come to another one that can comprise for you a song, compose for you a lyric, music. You come to the other one that can change faces here and there, to another one that can create a voice. the Google founder, he made a video a couple of months ago where he asked Google Assistant to make for him a barber's appointment for him to have a haircut. It's not that the Google Assistant sent an email. No, he called. He called the hairdresser and spoke with the hairdresser, and the hairdresser has no clue that this is just a machine talking with it. It's an AI, and made an appointment for 10 a.m. on Monday, on the 5th of June, for example. This is how much we have come through. We have come so far, but you find there are, of course, the pros and the cons. The pros are this wonderful thing, this beautiful machine, this beautiful tool in our hands, in our disposal. The cons is what? Is that the people that use it, how do they use it? 1. 2, when it comes out of hand, when this AI becomes what? Self-aware, evolved by itself, updates itself. Like now Tesla cars, a Tesla car, when you have your Tesla Model 3 or whatever you have in the garage plugged in to the power, Tesla can turn on itself, the car, and access internet and download all sorts of updates. And for the Tesla driver, this is a wonderful feature, because in the morning when they go to drive the car, when they want to go home or you want to go to work, and they see all of these new features on the dashboard, they say, oh, this is great. But the alarming part is that this car turned itself on in the middle of the night, in the dead of night, when you were sleeping, and it started downloading all sorts of information and updated itself and turned itself off. Same thing with the computer today, same thing with the phone. For some people this is a wonderful feature, but it's not a wonderful feature when they themselves become self-aware. Now we are at the beginning of this journey. We just started, we just entered this path, and we have no idea how alarming this is. 10, 20 years down the line, for our children, what kind of life they will live. The life they will live, I tell you how it is, and this can be played in the 2000, I don't know, 30, 40, 50, that you don't have any emotions. That's it. There's no human emotions. Because we are adapting to the technology. We have taken this into our hearts, we have taken this into our souls, that even today we have people having issues with other individual on the line, answering you with emojis, answering you with text, that it will really destroy you, it will really break your heart, but the other person doesn't care. Because they're so real to it, they don't care about it, they don't get penetrated, they don't care. They don't care that you as a human being have emotions. Because of that much of what? Involvement into the technology. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago when we said YouTube Kids, Disney, Netflix. Now you have something that it's 10 times more powerful than any of these. That in the near future you can make a whole movie just by typing it down. And I tried it many ways. I tried using ChatGPT to the fullest of what I had an idea, thinking how can I use it that I want to see its power. If you tell ChatGPT, write me a code for an app, it takes a millisecond just writing a whole lines of codes for an app. Write me a screenplay for a horror movie. There you go. Show a story for my children. Here you go. And go on and on and on, more and more is coming. And as I mentioned, it's just at the beginning of the journey. It's saying this is not the fullest version of it, of what we have as a full version, because it will be updated every second day. So when it comes to Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu wassalam, we as followers of Ahlul Bayt, we have to always go back to the sources. Even though this is changing, every day there is something new. But now it's way different than what our forefathers encountered. You might think, say it, same thing happened to their time. They saw this new technology come aboard. Yes, for my great-grandfather, he saw the television coming on board. You know, that was very new for them. Black and white, then became color, radio, computers. But remember, a radio, a computer, a TV set, we put programs into it and it doesn't self-evolve. That's what makes it different than what we have today on our hands, that it's artificial intelligence. It's self-aware. If it becomes self-aware, that has emotions, feelings, and it can evolve and update itself, and they will have that. It will update itself. I just asked the ChatGPT to write me a short poem about Imam Rida alayhi afdal salatu wassalam. Here we go. Fadda. Imam Rida was born in Medina. His forefathers are Rasulullah, Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib, and so on and so forth, right in front of you. So we don't lose our humanity. That's what matters. We don't lose our humanity and we don't fall into that, because the cons, for example, one of the cons of artificial intelligence is that people losing their jobs. You might not be aware of that, but they are. Accountants, they're losing their jobs. You can write down on our ChatGPT or any other programs for them to do your accounts, and this is just the beginning of it. Graphic designers, you can ask artificial intelligence to design for you a logo, to design for you a picture. And it's very easy. You tell it, for example, give me a picture of a fox holding a sword. Here you go. It draws up the whole fox, paints it, colors it in, and gives it to you. Make it scary, make it funny, make it that and that. A graphic designer that spends years and years perfecting his career and his profession and learns all sorts of apps and softwares can't even get close to something they just started. Graphic designers, accountants, programmers. I was watching a video a couple of days ago in regards to the same topic, artificial intelligence versus humanity, versus humans, and he was saying that the difference between artificial intelligence and a programmer is that the programmer charges you $250,000 for an app, and they have to pay taxes. And when it comes to artificial intelligence, doesn't charge you anything and doesn't get paid anything, doesn't pay tax at all. It's like same as cryptocurrency, that many people, they have no idea how it's working, how it's evolving. That's why if you ask some of the maraja, they concerned about this. I don't know how to answer it. Is it halal to trade it? It's not halal to trade it, and so on and so forth. So going back to Imam Rida alayhi afdal salatu wassalam hadith, because you see, Ahlul Bayt want you to evolve as a human being. You as a human being must evolve. Put your phones away for a second, listen to the lecture, 5-10 minutes, and I'm done, inshallah. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali.
Even though we're speaking about the harms that technology can do, using your phone. So, عن حارث بن دلهاث مولى الرضا, he's a servant of Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida, that he said, I heard from Imam Rida saying, لا يكون المؤمن مؤمنا حتى يكون فيه ثلاث خصال. A mu'min will not be a mu'min if they don't have these three traits, characteristics. They have to possess this for them to be a mu'min. Mu'min is above a Muslim. Muslim is the person who submits to Islam, yes? If you recite the Shahada, the first and second and the third, we believe in the third Shahada, yes? أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا رسول الله اللهم صل على محمد وأشهد أن أمير المؤمنين عليا وأولاده المعصومين والسيدة فاطمة الزهراء بالحق حجج الله. Yes, I recite the Shahadat. I'm a Muslim. Muslim means what? The literal meaning of a Muslim, definition of a Muslim, is the one who submits. Muslim is the one who submits to Islam. Mu'min is above a Muslim. Mu'min is the one who submits to Islam and practices and what? Perfects himself. This is why Imam Rida says that you have to have these three characteristics for you to be a mu'min. Before I dive into this, know that there are many ahadith when it comes about alamatul mu'min. We have many ahadith. One Imam Amir al-Mu'minin Ali ibn Abi Talib, Imam al-Hasan, Imam al-Hussein, Imam al-Sajjad, Imam al-Baqir. So there is no one or two. This is one of the ahadith that gives us three. And the beauty of this is that if you put these ahadith next to each other, everyone is different from the other. So they complete the picture for you. They complete the puzzle. So Imam Rida here says that sunnatun min rabbih wa sunnatun min nabiyyih wa sunnatun min waliyyih. Three sunnah. Sunnah. Now what is a sunnah? Are we a sunnah? Yes. We are the true sunnis. If someone asks you, are you a Sunni? Yes, I'm a true Sunni. What does it mean you're a Sunni? Sunni means the one who follows the Sunnah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the Sunnah of the Prophet and the Sunnah of Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdalus salati wassalam. Sunnah, what does it mean? Lifestyle, narration, guidelines. Yes? That's what Sunnah means. Sunnatun min rabbih. One, a sunnah from God the Almighty. Two, sunnah min nabiyyih. Nabiyyih is who? The Prophet. Wa sunnah min waliyyih. Waliyyih means imam. So, فالسنة من ربه. Sunnah min rabbih from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. كتمان سره. قال الله عز وجل عالم الغيب فلا يظهر على غيبه أحدا إلا من ارتضى من رسول. كتمان السر. Kitman al-Sir. Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam has a hadith where he says that keep a secret three things. Fastur dhahabaka wa dhahabaka wa madhhabak. Imam al-Jawad says that these three, keep them hidden. Dhahabaka means your money. Don't tell anyone how much you have. How much you have in your Binance wallet, how much you have in your Westpac account, Kawan's bank account, ANZ account. Don't tell anyone. You don't need to. What you find today from these people that call themselves influencers on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and so on and so forth, what's the first thing they like to share with people of how much they have? All the time. Look at my crib, look at my car, look at this, look at that. This is one. Astur dhahabaka wa dhihabaka. Dhihabaka means what? Your goings and comings. Where you went, where you came. I went to this island, I went to that vacation. This is how they are, the so-called influencers. They always have to show off. I'm going to Bahamas, I'm going to Maldives, I'm going to Dubai, I'm going to Sydney, I'm going to Melbourne, I'm going here. Why you have to always show people where you're going? The Imam says, keep it a secret. وَمَذْهَبَكَ, and your religion, your beliefs. You don't have to always talk about your beliefs. Why these three? Why? Let me ask you this question. So for you always also to be involved in the lecture. It's not for me just to talk. Why we have to keep these three hidden? Why? Speak up a bit. Salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. إصابة العين أحسنت. Well, that's one. What else? إصابة العين means what in English? Huh? Jinx? Envy. أحسن. Jealousy, envy. Envy is a good one. If someone is envious of you, it's good. They have غبطة. غبطة is different from hasad. Hasad is jealousy. Jealousy is what? It's bad. Someone who's envious is good. Why? What's the difference between jealousy and غبطة? غبطة, envy, as our brother mentioned, Hajj Askar, inshallah he goes to Hajj. Someone who is envious is that he wants good for you and he wants good for himself. That he says you're having a car, he says Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin, Allah give you a barakah, a better house, children, job, money, and may Allah give me as well. This is someone who has ghibtah, who is envious. Jealousy, hasad, they wish harm on you and they want everything for themselves. They don't want your house to be burnt down, your car to be crashed to the wall, your phone to break, your children to die. You understand? ذهبك وذهابك ومذهبك. Not everyone has the capacity of taking in of what you have. Not everyone is like that. Some people, they come to your house and say, Alhamdulillah, mashallah, you have a beautiful house. Inshallah, when the kids grow up, you have a bigger house, a nicer house. Some people are not like that. If they enter a house that's a bit luxurious, they go, where did you get the money? How did you buy this house? How did you build it? That's why you have to be what? You have to conceal these three. ذهبك وذهابك ومذهبك. Imam al-Rida says, Allah Azza wa Jal alimul ghayb فلا يظهر على غيبه أحدا إلا من ارتضى من رسول. Allah knows so much. Does He give it all to human beings? No. Do we have all of the knowledge of the world? No. Does the Prophet have all the knowledge of the world? No. Not even Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who's khayrul bashar, khayrul anbiya, khatamul anbiya, the best of the best. Rasulullah is the best creation. Yet Allah doesn't give Rasulullah all the knowledge. Even Rasulullah, Allah doesn't give Ahlul Bayt all the knowledge unless Allah wants them to possess this knowledge, this ghaib. If Allah doesn't want them, no, Allah doesn't want them, they will not have it. For example, ilm al-sa'ah, day of judgment. Does the Prophet know of the time of the day of judgment? No. Ahlul Bayt know? No. وعنده علم الساعة. Allah knows علم الساعة. Allah knows when is day of judgment. Dhuhur of the Imam. Dhuhur of the Imam was now in the major occultation. Does the Imam himself know of the timing of his dhuhur? No. No. That's one. The second one, وأما السنة من نبيه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم فمداراة الناس فإن الله عز وجل أمر نبيه صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم بمداراة الناس فقال خذ العفو وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. You see, this is connected to artificial intelligence, is connected to social media, is connected to the streaming media out there. Why? The first one, for example, secrets. Artificial intelligence doesn't care about your secret being exposed to the world. Does it care? Doesn't care. But you, as a human being, you care because you have emotions. You don't want everything for people to know about this. There's a hadith from the Prophet that says, لو تكاشفتم ما تدافنتم. If you know of my secrets, you would not even bury me because of the filth that I have, because of the mind I have. You won't even bury me because of the sins I have. لو تكاشفتم, that means if anything opens up. Now do I know what you're thinking right now? No. Now do I know what you do at your house? No. Do I know what you have on your phone? No. Allah knows only. And Allah doesn't expose you. That's why we recite in Dua al-Kumail. What do we say in Dua al-Kumail? That Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, in this area there are three sentences that all three of them, they recite Dua al-Kumail every Thursday night. That we say that you, God, you have concealed it. Satarta al-uyub. All the uyub. So the other one is mudaratun nas. What's mudaratun nas? يحيى شنو يعني mudaratun nas? مدارات. أحسن دير بالك على الناس. على شنو عواطفهم. You have to care of what they think. We, unfortunately, sometimes we don't care. Sometimes a person doesn't like to be called fat. Sometimes a person doesn't like to be called short. A person doesn't like to be called that you have stutter, you have issue talking. They don't like that. You have to have what? Mudaratun nas. This is sunnah from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. خذ العفو Rasulullah وأمر بالعرف وأعرض عن الجاهلين. خذ العفو means if someone comes and says to you, forgive me, you say, that's fine. Even if that person has done such and such to you, you forgive that individual. وَأْمُرْ بِالْعُرْفِ, and command, enjoin good. وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ, وَأَعْرِضْ عَنِ الْجَاهِلِينَ. I'll come back to that in a minute. Just to recite the last one. وأما السنة من وليه فالصبر في البأساء والضراء فإن الله عز وجل يقول والصابرين في البأساء والضراء. Here you have to have what? Patience. All these three, are they connected to ChatGPT and are they connected to artificial intelligence and all that? Yes. Because you see here, all these three, they're emotions. You have to have. You have to have this cover, you have to have this shield that you conceal. You don't have to bring out everything and tell people. This is the opposite of what we have on social media, on the groups, on pages, on Facebook, because everything is out there. Just a while back, a woman called my mother actually. She was so upset that she was about to divorce her husband because her husband's sister, that means her sister-in-law, posted something on the group that wasn't addressed at her. It was addressed at someone else. She was saying, like, in general, she's talking about something in general. But that woman, because she has some issue with her sister-in-law, like in every second house they have issues like this, straight away she's talking about me. Straight away she said, that's it, I want to divorce my husband, I don't want to live with these people. Now she made it public. How do you know this is about you? How do you know? That is the problem that we have. Some people are oversensitive. Some people, they don't care of what they post. Before they post it, read what you're posting. Sometimes you want to be over. Sometimes you want to be funny. And that's the issues that we have. Mudaratul nas, kitmanul sir. Those two, direct involvement. And the last one, sabr. You have to have sabr, patience. Even though we're not that intelligent like artificial intelligence, ChatGPT and other programs out there, and we never become anywhere near this. But we have these emotions, we have these traits, we have these characteristics that we can evolve with it. And the ilm of Ahlul Bayt alayhim afdalus salati was salam can do such a thing, that if you go after it, you can evolve. عظم الله أجورنا وأجوركم بمصابنا بالإمام علي بن موسى الرضا عليه أفضل الصلاة والسلام، غريب طوس، أنيس النفوس، شمس الشموس، رزقنا الله وإياكم زيارته وفي الآخرة شفاعته ببركة الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. لا يا أمين. اللهم عجل لوليك الفرج. اللهم عجل فرجه، سهل مخرجه، اجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه يا رب العالمين. اللهم اجعل عواقب أمورنا خيرا. اللهم لا تكلنا إلى أنفسنا طرفة عين أبدا يا الله يا رحمن يا رحيم يا مقلب القلوب ثبت قلبي على دينك. الفاتحة قبلها الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.